Hey everybody, happy Be Free Friday. Amber here. I hope you're having a great week and that you have a lot of exciting plans for the weekend. Um, it's starting to feel like fall here in Georgia, so I'm sitting outside with blankets this morning because I feel like I need to embrace the cold before it goes away again suddenly and there's mosquitoes and sweat and summer all over again. So I hope that you're enjoying some cooler weather too, wherever you are. Um, Today, I wanted to talk about a cool thing that happened a couple of weeks ago when I was teaching. I teach dance. I don't know if a lot of you know that. I've been teaching a few classes at a local private school, and I'm loving it, of course. I've missed teaching. And I have a lyrical class that I teach, which is a little bit more free movement for people who don't know. It's not like as strict as ballet. You can kind of do a lot more fun, different things with it. And sometimes I will have my students do improv, which is where I'll play some music and just kind of let them do their own dancing. And a lot of times I'll turn off the lights and just have a little bit of light from the hallway coming into the classroom. It helps, especially the younger ones who haven't done improv before, it helps them to feel a little bit more comfortable and like people aren't watching them and a little less self-conscious about doing their own movement. And the other day I did improv with a lot of those kids for the first time. And sometimes I'll give them prompts, like I'll give them words to help inspire different kinds of movement and let them explore, different, just moving different ways. And I'll, like I can use words like water or air or whatever, flying. And sometimes I'll use different like emotional words or like emotion driven words and have them kind of see what movement comes out of that kind of thing. And the other day, I I had a moment where it was cool. When you do improv and you give them different words to inspire their movement, everybody is dancing a different way. Everybody's doing something completely different. Some people are turning, some people are standing and, moving their arms, some people are on the ground, and it's always a cool thing to see how different people respond to different words. And hardly ever you have people doing the same thing because it's all based on the way they feel about that word. Um, for example, one of the words I used last week was belonging. And it was really interesting. One girl just kind of stood with her arms out and like her face kind of like up to the sky. And it was just this kind of like, here, take me as I am kind of stance that she took to describe the word belonging. And then another girl at that word kind of fell to the ground and was crawling and reaching and grasping like that was something that was very foreign and a deep desire. But the cool thing is one of the words I used was freedom. And when I said the word freedom, all of the dancers in the room all of a sudden did the exact same movement. Wherever they were in the room, whether they were on the floor or they were turning, at the word freedom, all of them threw their arms in the air and jumped with their faces to the sky. And it was the coolest thing because it just kind of spoke to me that we all have the same reaction to freedom. It is all this deep desire in each one of us, no matter where we are in life or what our experiences have been in the past, that freedom it means the same thing to all of us. It's this really like critical desire that every person has, and it has this like visceral response to that word. And it was just such a powerful thing as a teacher just to watch all of those students have that same reaction to freedom. And it's just made me think about ourselves in a lot of ways and kind of how we respond to the word freedom and what freedom means like to me. Like I'd like for you, if you're watching or if you're driving, don't do this. But I want to have like a little exercise for you. Like, take a minute and close your eyes and think about the word freedom and how you would physically respond to that word. You know, would you throw your arms out? Would you jump? You know, maybe don't do it publicly because people think you're psycho. But do you have that same reaction if you were to physically act out the word freedom? What would it look like? What would it feel like? And then remember that freedom is an integral part of Christianity and what it means to be in relationship with Christ, and that feeling that you get when you think about enacting that word freedom. That's what you have in Christ. I was reading this morning 2 Corinthians 3:17. Now the Lord is spirit, and where the spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And then I think about that moment in class where all of my students flew into the air, closed their eyes, their faces just lit up, and their arms were out, and they were completely open. And then I think about where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is that. And do I live my life like that? And I don't a lot of the time, but I want to. And so today I just wanted to give you an opportunity to give yourself permission to experience freedom. I think that the gravity in our illustration of freedom, our physical illustration of freedom, that holds a lot of us down, isn't external like we think it is. I think we would like to think that our finances are our gravity, or you know, our marriage or our kids are our gravity, or, you know, where we live. I've thought all of those things before. That's what's holding me down or holding me back. But it's not. It's your own internal voice that is telling you can't do something, or you can't be something, or you're not accepted, or you're not good enough, or whatever that voice is. Which is the enemy, by the way, telling you those things. None of that's true. But you have permission to be free in Christ. And so today, give yourself an opportunity to experience freedom. Let go a little bit. Breathe and laugh and cry and embrace the freedom that Christ has for us, instead of walking around with chains around our ankles like I feel like I do so much of the time. So I hope that encourages you today. I hope that you are able to give yourself permission to experience freedom. And please comment and share in what ways you feel like you're able to experience freedom today. And as always, like us on Facebook, or comment on our Be Together community group, or on Instagram. Leave us a comment. We love to hear from you guys. So I hope that encourages you and speaks to you. And I hope to hear from you soon. Have an awesome weekend and embrace freedom today. Love y'all. Bye.